Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Juliana. As I'm filming this video, it's September, so it's back to school season. And for some of you guys, I bet your classes have already started. I actually graduated college last May, and it's been kind of surreal since this is the first fall that I go to an office now instead of a classroom. But it's safe to say that I've had a lot of experience in dressing for school. And honestly, I think it was in my college years that I really found my style. So this video is going to be all about how to look polished and classy at school. Now first, quick disclaimer, you definitely don't have to dress up for school. I definitely recognize that school is meant for learning, but I mean at the same time we can't ignore the social aspect of school. During this period I feel like it's really easy to not feel very sure of yourself or not have the best self-esteem, and sometimes just looking nice or putting more effort into your appearance can make a huge difference. And I know some might think that focusing on more appearance-based things might make you slack off, but in my experience it actually made me try harder in my classes as well. I think it actually can be productive to romanticize your student life because I mean you're going to be stuck in school anyways. So yeah, that's just my philosophy. I think when you're a student, particularly in high school, you tend to have no time, especially in the morning, so we want to curate a morning routine that's efficient and low maintenance. And I mean this should go without saying, but the first thing we want to set straight is our hygiene. The cutest makeup and outfit are not going to save you if you have poor hygiene. At the bare minimum, you want to have clean and moisturized skin as well as clean hair and nails. I think it's also great to find a signature scent. Obviously it's important to bathe regularly and use deodorant, but I think it's also great and can make you feel great if you smell good. If you're not sure where to start to find your signature perfume, I found that perfume scents tend to fall into four main camps. I mean, I'm no perfume expert, but I found that they're either fruity, floral, clean, or spicy, and I have some recommendations for each type of scent. I'm personally a fan of floral perfumes, but specifically light floral. If you go too heavy on the floral, it can smell a little granny-ish. One of the ones that I've been using recently is Beautiful Magnolia by Estee Lauder. It's very clean. Honestly, it smells like you stepped out of the shower and went into a garden of flowers, but it smells super crisp and kind of like roses. In terms of my holy grail, I actually have no idea where it went and I'm really sad about it right now, so I'm gonna pop up on the screen. It's by Jo Malone. It's the Fig and Lotus Flower. This is my cult favorite perfume, so I have no idea where it went. It kind of got lost in the moving process, but I'll find it eventually. To me, this is the best scent if you want something floral but not overly girly. But if you do want something girly and kind of fruity, I would recommend Burberry Her. I know there's many types and editions of the Burberry Her perfume. This one's just the classic one. I think it's a great summer perfume. It is sweeter, but to me it's not like sickly sweet. And yeah, I think this one smells like strawberries, specifically like strawberry shortcake. So I definitely apply this when I have a more girly outfit on. A really clean scent is one that I've run out of. I'm honestly thinking of purchasing a new one this week, but it's the Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue. It smells like sweet ocean. And yeah, personally I really like a very clean scent, but since it's starting to be fall, one that I really like recently is this one by Replica. Maison Margiela makes some of the best perfumes, I'd say. This one is called Afternoon Delight. It's described as warm vanilla Madeline, and I think that's so true. Super warm and kind of musky, and I guess spicy. I think if you like darker clothing styles, which tends to be more of like fall and winter wardrobes, I would start to lean more into these warmer, darker scents and keep the cleaner and more floral scents for spring and summer. So yeah, personally, I'm going to be transitioning to more of these warm vanilla and sandalwood scents. And these Replica perfumes are super long lasting and I love to spray them on sweaters specifically. It just smells like fall to me. It's so good. Even though I mentioned the names, I definitely won't be gatekeeping, so I'll leave the links to all of them in the description. But yeah, moving on to makeup. I know not everyone is allowed to wear makeup either by their school or their parents, so if that's the case, I would recommend 3 things. Actually kind of 4 now that I think about it. The first thing that I'd recommend is a spoolie, and just a basic eyebrow brush like this would be really great to groom your brows and keep them neat. To open up your eyes, I definitely recommend a lash curler, and I feel like this is such an old-fashioned trick, but I would also use Vaseline or some kind of thicker balm. Nothing too oily, but a thick balm like this, and put it on your eyelashes and eyebrows. That'll kind of keep them in place and make them look larger. It almost has the effect of clear mascara. And the 4th thing I don't have with me, but I'll put a picture up here, is mainly if you have kind of oily skin. I personally have normal to dry skin, so I don't tend to use it. But if you do tend to get oily in your T-zone and you can't really use makeup to mattify, I would recommend these rice oil blotting sheets. I don't even think they have to have rice in them, but just these blotting sheets in general. They're not going going to be putting any makeup on your face, but they will be taking away the oil. So yeah, those are my recommendations. I definitely don't think you have to wear makeup to look presentable, but if you wish you could wear makeup but you're not allowed to, those are the recommendations I would have. Now, if you're someone who can wear makeup but don't really know where to start, I think a simple makeup routine shouldn't have to last more than 5 to 7 minutes. So I do have some product recommendations as well as some product type recommendations. After you apply your moisturizer, we want to focus on adding definition to your features. So basically think making your eyes and your eyebrows darker and your lips and cheeks redder. For quicker routines, we want to avoid any steps that require drawing on symmetrical lines. This can include things like intricate eyeliner or really stenciled in eyebrows. If you already have clearer skin, I'd say just skip the foundation entirely and just use concealer under certain areas, say under the eyes, maybe on the sides of the nose or sides of the lips. This is just to open up these planes of your face and it'll make your face look brighter as a whole. And in terms of type of concealer, I definitely suggest something that's a doe foot or a stick concealer. These are just going to be easiest to put on. If you have a pot concealer that requires a brush, it could really take a lot more time for the same effect. These are my two current favorite concealers. The first one is the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. As you can tell, it's basically my skin tone, and I would recommend not going too bright or light with your concealer, or if you do and you really want that brightening effect, make sure to really blend it out into your face, especially if you don't have foundation. The other one's from e.l.f., and as you can tell, they're not quite the same shade. With concealer, it's okay to go a little more peach or pinky to cancel out some of the blue tones in your under eyes, but yeah, definitely go with something that's easy application. In terms of eyebrows, I definitely prioritize just having naturally groomed eyebrows so you don't have to spend a lot of time day to day in the morning. And in conjunction with that, I recommend a tinted brow gel. This one's really great. It's from Merit Beauty. It basically looks like this. It's nothing groundbreaking, but yeah, I used to spend a lot of time on my eyebrows and I would use an angled brush and a brow pomade or powder, but honestly this kind of does the same effect, and all I do is brush it through. It takes under a minute. It's amazing. Now for lips and cheeks, I'd recommend a tinted lip balm, and basically using the same product on both your lips and cheeks. This way it'll always look pretty cohesive, and it's definitely a time saver. It's a lot more low maintenance than having a bunch of cheek products and lip products and trying to match them. Now these types of tinted lip balms are definitely going to be moisturizing, but they won't be the most long lasting, so I would recommend taking them in your purse with you, and if you're bored in class, just kind of putting more on. But yeah, my favorite for a while now has been this one from YSL. It's one of their Love Shine lipsticks, and it's in the shade Rosewood. As you can see, it's a really neutral and mauve-y shade. It's very natural, and it produces this amazing shine on your lips. As you can see, it's almost like I'm wearing a lip gloss. Another one that I've been really liking this summer has been this one by Honest Beauty. I think you can get this brand at Target, and I think maybe CVS. It's really underrated, honestly, and the shade is Fruit Punch. It kind of looks like this watermelon color, but it produces the most naturally flushed look on your lips and your cheeks, and you don't really have to be super precise. You can just swipe it on and go. Quick note though, if you do want something more long lasting, I'd recommend a cream liquid lipstick. An emphasis on cream. You want something that you can still blend out if you do use it on your cheeks. This one's from Glossier, and I think it's one of their Suit liquid lipsticks. It's in the shade Curve, and as you can tell, I have quite an affinity towards more neutral shades. Of course, if you want to wear red lipstick or a more bold lipstick, you totally can, but I definitely don't think you have to wear a bold lipstick shade in order to bring life to your face. And yeah, if you're a student, I think more natural and neutral shades can be easier to pair with your outfit and just for every day. And after you curl your eyelashes, I think that's all you really need for 5-minute makeup. If you have a couple more minutes, I would suggest a coat of mascara. The L'Oreal Lash Paradise is my favorite, and the last thing makeup wise that I'd recommend is having a brown eyeshadow, whether cream or powder, to use not only on your eyelids, but it can also double as a bronzer or contour, I guess. This stick eyeshadow has actually been the one that I use a lot recently. It's from e.l.f. It's their No Budge Matte Shadow Stick, and the shade is Thrift Shop. It's this really cool toned light brown shade, and it makes for the perfect kind of imperceptible eyeshadow, and it's actually great for contouring the face as well. This would be the last thing I would recommend if you have some extra time. And yeah, like I mentioned, I'll be linking everything in the description. Okay, moving on to what I think is the secret weapon for school outfits, or basically if you want to look dressy but in a very subtle way, and that is wearing jewelry. Especially if you have a stricter dress code, jewelry is just super great to elevate an outfit and add some dimension. Depending on the styles you go for, they can be very understated and minimal, but they're going to add this shine and definition to your look that can't really be replicated with anything else. You want to look for pieces that go with all of your outfits, since at least when I was a student, I couldn't really buy endless jewelry. And that does lead me to the sponsor of this video, Ana Luisa. Ana Luisa has been so kind to send me some of their products to share with you guys. guys, and I thought it was so fitting for this video because I think this brand is perfect if you are a student. I'm wearing some of their jewelry right now, and as I've been moving, the earrings have been jingling. But yeah, I'll start with the earrings. These are two of the pairs that I was sent. I'm pretty sure these are called the Rocks hoop earrings. As you can see, they're very small and minimal, but at the same time, they're very unique. They're this oblong / rectangular shape, so I think they look more special than just your traditional circular hoops. And I love these longer ones as well. It almost looks like a chain link, where the first link is similar to these earrings, but the lower one has this twisted design. So I think they're really perfect if you have a more minimal outfit that you want to dress up, but you find things like giant crystals or huge pearls to be a little too much. I think having something like this is still very minimal, but as you can see, it's like a quiet statement. But I do have a more dressy option. These ones are absolutely stunning. They're Paris Pave earrings, but this pair is definitely more dressy. I feel like you could wear a really cute but simplistic top and just accessorize and elevate your outfit through these earrings. The last piece I want to show you guys is this chain necklace. I think it's their Figaro chain necklace style. As you can see, it's so minimal and clean. I think it really elevates an outfit and is great for layering. And if you want to look dressy but not overdone, I would recommend layering smaller, more delicate necklaces rather than just having one large chunky necklace. Even though there's no sparkles or rhinestones, it just shines in the light and looks amazing with any outfit. So yeah guys, I really am loving their jewelry, and I would recommend it if you're someone that's trying to build their jewelry collection with unique staples that don't tarnish. So yeah, definitely check out their styles on their website. You can get up to 30% off using the link in my description. So thank you so much for Ana Luisa for sponsoring this video, and thank you guys so much for the love and support you show my sponsors. Now that we've talked about jewelry, I want to move on to hair. If you've watched my channel for a while, I probably sound like a broken record, but I'm a huge advocate for overnight curls or heatless waves. I think they're great if you're someone short on time, especially in the morning, and in general they just take so much less time and they're so much less damaging to your hair. I will say I can only speak to those with a similar hair type as me. I naturally have very fine and very straight hair, so I know that if you have thicker, heavier, sleeker hair, it can be harder for curls to stay. But yeah, I have made a whole video on my hair care routine as well as how I do my overnight curls, so make sure to check that video out. And if you do have a finer hair texture in that your hair can tend to get really frizzy and puffy, instead of hairspray, I would definitely recommend a hair pomade or hair gel. As you can see, I'm almost out of this, but I really love this stuff. It's the Smoothing and Liquid Pearl Luminescent Serum by OGX. It's actually not that easy to find. Maybe it's on Amazon, but I'll make sure to link it down below. But yeah, something like this is really great because it's a lot more lightweight. Whenever I used to use hair oils, I felt like they would just weigh down my hair and my hair would look greasy even if I just washed it. And sometimes with hairspray, your hair can get really crunchy. So I would recommend something like this. In terms of hairstyles, mine are honestly so simple because personally after I would do my overnight curls, I would be pretty content with my hair normally. But something that I would do if I feel like my front pieces didn't curl well is to pin my hair back with a claw clip, and I would just do like a half up, half down style. As you can see, this kind of partial updo is really great if you want to showcase your earrings, and honestly I would mainly do this whenever I need to study or basically just want to have my hair out of my face. And personally, whenever I wasn't using it, it actually makes a really cute accessory, so I would just add it to the handle of my tote bag. If you want to do a bun, I do have a quick tip. I know some people when they try and do a bun hairstyle, they feel like they look bald, so to correct that, I would suggest gathering your hair in a way that keeps your part as in just like your hairline part, whereas this would be getting rid of your part. Keeping your hair part, something about it makes your bun look a lot more classy and polished rather than it just kind of looking like your hair is bundled in a big meatball on the top of your head. But yeah, I do think buns are probably the other hairstyle that I would go for, especially if you have like curtain bangs. A low bun can look really classic. I guess the last hairstyle that I would recommend are braids. I would always do Dutch braids, especially when I had exams or when I just could not deal with my hair. Dutch braids or just tighter braid styles can be also great when you have greasy hair or when it's really humid and say your hair tends to go flat or it tends to frizz up. Just having something really tightly bound like that will prevent your hair from moving around or giving you trouble. Quick note, I found that braids, especially things like Dutch braids or French braids, they look best with a higher neckline and it pairs well with very polished and simplistic outfits. And finally guys, onto clothes. I'm not going to go into clothes as much in this video as maybe I would normally because I feel like with schools, every school has a different dress code and sometimes schools make you wear uniforms. But just in general, I think for students with clothes, the simpler the better. Don't get me wrong, you can definitely play it up and dress up every single day with a very maximalist style if that is your natural tendency and preference, but you definitely don't have to dress up in a really intricate fashion if you want to look polished. I definitely start by choosing looser styles, and when I say loose, it's not necessarily baggy, but rather very flowy or graceful styles, and this doesn't even have to be for your entire outfit. Like personally, I kind of like wearing tighter clothes, but if I wear something like a tight top, I would normally pair it with wide leg pants, or just another looser component like a more flowy skirt. If everything is super tight, it can look a little more formal or dressed up than maybe you'd be going for. So wherever your comfort level is, whether it's wearing tighter clothes or looser clothes, you should gear more towards that. Some other examples of looser styles can be flowy blouses or maybe an oversized blazer. It could also be things like chunky sweaters. I mean, who else loves Gilmore Girls? But anyways, the way to elevate these looser styles is to make sure they're made of really good quality natural materials. This means things like cashmere, linen, or silk. And I know these are a little more expensive fabrics, so if not these, go for things like wool, cotton, and rayon. Personally, I found so many cashmere sweaters and wool items in thrift stores. I honestly feel like clothes were just constructed with better materials in the past. But yeah, natural materials are just gonna lay on your body better, so they'll naturally have a better shape to them. They also let your skin breathe and they don't trap odor like more artificial fabrics. I would suggest avoiding really stretchy materials, which, side note, doesn't necessarily mean avoiding all athletic clothing. I think if you're an athlete, it's kind of fitting if you wear a lot of workout clothes. But the types of materials I'm talking about are these really spandexy, or I guess cheaper polyester fabrics. These tend to be really unflattering and honestly less sophisticated if you are going for a more classic style. The last tip that I have is going to be applicable for all of your outfits, and it is mainly if you are in college. And this tip is to swap out your backpack for a tote bag. Again, I don't really think this is something high schoolers do, or at least when I was in high school, no one used a tote bag, it was all backpacks. But I think in college, you can really start to experiment with your style and more mature outfits, and I think it's the ultimate glow-up accessory for school outfits, so I definitely recommend trying a tote bag and just finding one that fits your laptop and everything that you need. I personally recommend one that's leather or pleather. Suede or canvas can definitely be nice too, but honestly I feel like it's more high maintenance and can get dirty easier. You want a more neutral color that's gonna suit all of your outfits and be really versatile. Alright guys, that's all I have for this video. I want to say a big thank you again to Ana Luisa for sponsoring this video, and as always, let me know in the comments what kinds of videos you'd like to see next. Make sure to follow me on my Instagram and TikTok. I love to post a lot of style content and fashion inspo on there as well. And yeah, if you like this video, consider giving it a like and subscribe. I'd love to have you here. But yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!